Hello Alan, I've just had another one of his fabulous breakfasts and I'm on my way now. And
cracking day for a
might
walk
see you
well.
later, but I'll definitely see you in the morning, and then
Okay.
I'm going to be leaving Fishguard tomorrow evening. So thanks for the wonderful breakfast, Alan.
Oh, you're welcome. You have a nice day for it as well.
I have, yeah. Good morning. It's Thursday the 23rd of August and it's about 8:30 and I'm just setting off in a southerly or a southwesterly direction from Fishguard, and not quite sure where I'm going to end up. I'm running a bit of an experiment today, but I'm heading out towards Strumble and in the direction of St David's. I came across some very interesting people over the last few days who have been very helpful, but I had a bit of a breakthrough in solving a situation that I've found myself in all too often, where I've had to put in some really long walks, and in some days it's a good thing to have that happen, but in other ways a 22-mile walk is too far. And so I've discovered that in this part of the world there are several shuttle buses running around the Pembroke coastal path, and I've spent all day yesterday, when it was raining actually, working out quite a complicated programme to make things much easier for myself with the aid of a really interesting booklet which I'll show you in a second. And I'm going to make a feature of this at the end of this film, so that anybody who wants to do the Pembroke coastal path in the future can look at the route that I took and make life a lot easier for themselves. It was quite interesting actually talking to Alan this morning in the cafe about the fact that I'm doing it anti-clockwise, and he said, well, people do it clockwise because it means that the wind will be behind them, which I found very interesting and something I'd never considered. But the advantage of me doing it anti-clockwise, if everybody else is doing it clockwise, means I get an opportunity to meet lots of people, which is what this film and this walk is all about. In other words, if everybody was doing it anti-clockwise, we were all spaced out a mile or two apart, I wouldn't meet anybody. Whereas this way around, I do get to meet people, which is great. Met some lovely people yesterday. I met a young lady on the Goodwick port, and I saw the Irish ferry coming in. And this girl was from the Czech Republic, and she was a bit camera shy. She didn't want to talk on camera, but she's a very interesting girl who was actually doing the coastal path walk clockwise. And she was wild camping, and she was well into the walking, very fit looking young woman. And I also met another guy, Graham, who was a local tradesman who was just out for a bit of a walk. And so what I did yesterday morning, I did a bit of film work, and I'm going to edit that into this walk rather than make a special event of that. So it's going to be a very interesting day today. I've had 2 days off. Tuesday I was editing more or less all day and having a problem with the van in terms of getting the battery power that I need to use my computer, and I need to get back onto a campsite with mains electricity, and I'm going to be doing that tomorrow night when I'll be driving down to St David's and camping up there, and so then I can spend time on one campsite for probably 2 or 3 days and do just the same as I'm doing now, where I'm going to be using the shuttle buses and finding this perfectly placed campsite around St David's. Might take me a little bit of time, but that's my plan. So I'm just heading out now on the main road, and I will eventually pick up the coastal path, which will take me around Stumblehead and I'm heading for a place called Fishguard with the intention of catching the shuttle bus back. So let's just see if it works. Now, I've only been walking for about 15 minutes and I bumped into these lovely people as I'm heading down now into Goodwick near the port. And your name is?
Rosa. Benito Yata.
My name's Nelson.
Nelson. And these people are also doing the Coastal Path walk. I think we're probably both heading in the same direction. And but this lady's from Spain.
Yes,
Yeah,
Valencia. Yeah. Spain, Valencia.
Whereabouts?
Valencia, South.
Valencia. Yes,
South
yes, I know Valencia. Yes.
Yeah.
And where are you from?
From Peru.
From Peru.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who's just come back from Peru yesterday. He walked all the usual Peru walks, you know, and
the Inca Trail.
Yes, the Inca Trail, and he arrived back in England yesterday, and he's coming to do some walking with me in the next couple of weeks. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice one.
But I hope you enjoy this coastal path.
Thank you. You too.
very
You do,
Got a long way to go.
Are you doing it clockwise or anti-clockwise?
We've done it anti-clockwise.
Same here.
Yeah.
But people tell me that that's not the best way to do it.
Oh,
And the
really?
reason, because you're facing the wind all the time. Most people do it anti-clockwise, so the wind is behind you.
Dice para que el viento no esté en contra tuya.
Ok.
So
Tienes que
Yeah.
hacerlo de la otra
Al contra.
manera. Sí.
Ala.
'Cause
Ya.
when I
A la
walked,
próxima. The next.
For the next one. For the next one.
when I walked from Cardigan to Newport, the wind was very strong. It was very hard
Yeah.
walk. But it's a much easier walk from here. That apparently that first stage is the most difficult. People
Right.
tell me.
It's difficult
Yes.
for me.
Yes, it was hard work, very hard work. Anyway, look, it's been very nice to meet you, and
See you.
Nice to meet you
the
too.
best of luck.
Yes,
Okay.
you
Muy contenta de conocerte. Muy
Nice to
bien.
meet you.
Mi,
Nice to meet
mi,
you. A message in
mi
Spanish.
héroe.
A
Mi
message.
héroe.
Dice que
Eres.
eres un mensaje en español.
For your Spanish friend.
Vale, eres mi héroe. La próxima vez que voy a hacer lo mismo que tú. Empezar desde abril hasta el infinito y andarlo todo. Eres un gran
Bravo.
caminante.
Next time she does it, she'll do it with you. She'll start walking from
yo.
April,
Yes.
from
Nos
April
pus-
until Christmas.
Oh well, that's
Nos
right.
cruzaremos por el camino.
That's no problem. No problem. That'd be very nice. Thank you very much.
Feliz camino.
Okay. I'm about midway now between Goodwick and Strumble Head, and I've come across Elliot. He's walking the Pembroke coast clockwise. So how is it going, Elliot?
It's going well, doing about 15 miles a day.
Yes.
But I've cut today short, only about 10 miles today.
Yes.
And then that'll leave me nice and fresh for the last 2 days.
Yes.
Got absolutely soaked yesterday in the rain. Did 10 miles raining all the way.
Yes.
In the last 2 weeks, that's pretty much the first time I've walked in the rain. So
Yes.
it's been pretty good going.
Yes.
And we've just been discussing, I've had the wind on my back all the way really. So
Yes.
not walking into the wind at all.
No, well, that's a good thing, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
It wears you out, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, I noticed this morning the path isn't too bad. I was expecting it to be quite squelchy, but it's not too bad.
It's quite squelchy around the corner.
Is it?
Some of the downhills I've been doing, only a few bits, but not too bad.
Right.
It is a little bit muddier around the corner.
Yes, well, it's to be expected, but the forecast for the next few days is, quite good weather, so it might dry it out rather quickly.
Yeah.
Which it usually does. I've slipped about on the odd occasion.
Yeah.
But I'm wearing trainers, and well, so are you actually. But
Well, I've got low-cut boots, which
yeah,
they're quite slippy.
yeah, you've got to be careful.
They're pretty old now, so.
Yeah. So, have you done any other major walks then, Elliot?
No, just like the main mountains in the UK. Well, I've only done Snowdon, to be honest with you.
Right.
I did the Yorkshire Three Peaks last year for
Right.
charity.
Yeah.
Just the 24 miles,
Yeah.
3 peaks in Yorkshire.
It's a good walk, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you done that as well then?
Yeah. And the Lightweight Walk is another one, just around the corner from there.
Yeah.
It's from Osmotherley to Ravensthorpe on the coast. It finishes near Whitby. That's a good walk.
Yeah.
42 miles. And it's quite hard actually.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But it's a lot of people do it as a fundraiser, a sponsored event. You know what I mean? To do it in under 18 hours.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, the 3 peaks is the longest one I've done, the Yorkshire 3 peaks.
Yes.
It's the longest I've walked, 24 miles. So.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, great to meet you, mate.
And you.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much. Good luck to you.
So you've only got a couple of days left then, and you're finished.
Yeah, tomorrow and Saturday, and then that's it.
Right. You can apply for a badge, can't you? Apparently, if you do the Cardigan and the Pembroke,
Yeah.
you can apply for a badge. I've got some details. I've given you a card.
Yeah.
If you write to me, I'll send you the details.
Okay, that's cool.
And what somebody was telling me about this, it'd be quite interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, mate. Nice to meet you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Here I am. I can actually see Strumble Cross from here, and I met this bunch of people all walking along, and they all sort of came at me at once. And your name, sir, is?
Peter.
From?
Germany,
Where
Bavaria.
about? Bavaria.
It's Miriam from Munich as well.
Right.
I'm Nina, we're from Vorarlberg.
Right, that's Austria.
That's in Austria, yeah.
Right.
Heidi, also from Austria, Bregenz.
Right.
Klaus from Austria, from Bregenz.
Right. Well, so what's your first impressions of the this wonderful Pembroke walk? Is it as difficult as you thought, or
It's much more difficult.
really?
But it's very beautiful.
Yes. Okay. And you're heading now to Dinas Cross or
Yeah.
Newport, as I say, is a nice place, but
Yeah, somewhere in between.
you've still got quite a distance to go.
Yeah, and we did overestimate ourselves. We were aiming for 26 and we probably rather do 20 instead.
Right. Okay. And which well, I know which direction you're going in. What's your destination for today?
We're stopping in Fishguard,
Right.
so a much shorter way than the other two.
Well, I've been staying in Fishguard for 2 or 3 days now. I didn't go out in the rain yesterday. I was quite sensible. There is a very nice pub there which I can recommend to you.
Oh, which one is it?
It's right in the centre, and it's called the Royal Oak, and it's right next to the bus stop. I'll be having a beer in there tonight, so I'll be there about 7:30. If you fancy a drink, you're welcome. And so you 3 people are walking together.
Yes.
Okay.
We are the parents and this is our daughter.
Oh really? Oh well, that's very nice. And what's your opinion of the walk? Are you enjoying it?
Yes.
What about the difficulty aspect? Is it more difficult than you imagined?
No. But the first days I don't know the English word.
A strain?
Yeah, muscle aches.
A
just muscle
yeah,
aches.
pulled
yes,
muscle. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, so that would have made it difficult, especially going downhill, I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And you, sir? Do you like this walk? Are you enjoying
Yeah.
it? Okay. Are you planning on doing any other walks in Britain?
I don't think so. It's a family journey we had, and I don't think that we are going
You're not
again
gonna-
together.
No. Okay. Well, look, it's been very nice to meet you all. I don't want to hold you all up because you all want to get on your way. And it's been very nice meeting you all. And you can watch yourself on YouTube probably tomorrow or the day after, and tell your friends as well. That would be very nice.
We will.
Thank you very much indeed. I crossed some people this morning who were heading in the same direction as me, and it's the first people I've ever come across. Everybody else is walking clockwise and I'm walking anti-clockwise. And somebody with wisdom told me this morning that that's because the wind will be behind you if you walk northbound.
I didn't think of
Which
that.
I never thought of that, but it's too late now. So, your name is, please? Rosie,
Kate.
Kate,
I'm Rob.
Rob,
Thomas.
and Thomas. And you were saying that you live in North Wales?
Yep, and we're just down here on a bit of a holiday and we're enjoying exploring the coastal path.
Absolutely. And what do you think of it? Is it as easy or difficult or
It's
whatever?
about what we thought, but there's probably more up and down, I think.
Yeah.
First of all, we're going into the coves and back up again. But we'd like to do the whole thing at some point, but we might do it in sections,
Yes.
different holidays rather
Yes.
than in one
Yes.
hit.
And
So.
what about you? Are you finding it okay? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
And you saw
Just-
something in the sea the other day. What did you see?
We saw seals and porpoises.
Oh wow, that's great. I was at Newquay, and that was a popular place.
Yeah.
There's loads of people with binoculars and everything. And are you an avid walker then? Is it,
This is my kind of walking.
Yes.
No peril, no heights, so perfect for me. I like it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Do the mountains as well, but this is more my kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. And I notice you're wearing trainers. Are you finding it difficult to keep your feet at times today? Is it?
No,
is
it's
it,
fun.
You're doing all
You're
right.
very sure-footed, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Sturdy trainers.
Yeah.
You're born into a walking family, then, aren't you? So, what about you, Kate? Are you an avid walker as
Yeah,
well?
mountains more usually, but I'm really enjoying this. I'm surprised myself. So,
Yes.
yeah.
I think it's very nice. I mean,
Yeah.
I must admit, I really enjoyed the Lynn Peninsula.
Yeah.
I thought there was some stunning walks
Yeah,
on
well, that's
there.
our stomping ground, isn't it, guys?
Is it?
Yeah.
You go along-
Snowdonia more than anything. But
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a
Lovely
real
to
pleasure
meet
to
you.
meet you all.
too.
You're all lovely people.
Good luck on your walk.
Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah,
And
all
you've
the
got a
best.
card now
Yeah.
for YouTube.
Yeah, no,
We'll look you
We'll
up
have a
and we'll
look.
look ourselves up.
Yes, by all means. And if I could suggest you start with the high numbers because they're more North Wales. You don't
Okay.
want to be going right to the very beginning.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was a bit bland walking up the Yorkshire coast. Once I got past Scarborough, it was all right. But
Okay.
it was a little bit bland on the sort of beaches, the flat beaches. There was very little to video apart
Yeah.
from the eroding cliffs, you know. Okay, nice to meet you.
Lovely.
Nice to meet
Nice
you
to meet
too.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Enjoy
Bye-bye.
your-
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye-bye. It's 11:40 now, and as you can see from this timetable, I hope you can read it okay. I hope I can keep it still enough. I've got 3 hours now to get to Trafalgar Cross to catch the bus at here we are, 14:56. So I've got 3 hours to do 5 miles, which I think I'll be able to do quite comfortably. And this is going to test my ability to be able to plan this properly, actually. And I've got other options should I miss the bus. There is one later, and if that happens I can walk further, so my options are wide open, and I really do like this idea, and I'm just putting it to the test actually, and also myself to the test, and this makes the whole walk far more interesting for me. Well, I'm not too far from Stumblehead now, and I'm doing quite well. I'm slipping about a bit, but it is drying out as the day goes on because of the wind. And I bumped into Rob and Sue. And you're saying you're from Swansea, Rob?
Well, Pontarddulais near Swansea.
Yes. And what about you, Sue? Are you?
Exeter originally, but I've lived in Wales longer than I've lived in England now, yeah.
Wow, that's right, well, that's great. Yeah. And so where are you off to today then, Rob?
We're hoping to go as far as Carrigwastad to see the last attempted invasion of the UK.
Yes.
And we've come from where you're going to, which is Strumblehead.
Right, okay. And is this a regular thing for you, doing all these longer walks then, Sue? Are you an avid walker?
Well, we always used to be. Then we had our children and got caught up with their lives really, and this is kind of our first break without them.
Your sabbatical.
Exactly.
That's really nice. So how old are your children?
Well, they've grown up now. They're 22 and 25. So
oh right. Oh good. So you've got some peace and quiet now, and plenty of time for yourself then, haven't you?
We have. Yeah,
oh well, that's really nice. Yeah. Yes, it's interesting that you should say about walking through Swansea. I met a couple the other day from Swansea, and they said exactly the same. They said, you know, let's meet up and have a beer and all that sort of stuff. And I've got fond memories of Swansea. I used to go to Mumbles quite often and have a swim there.
Oh yes,
not far from Vetch Field as it was. The football ground was more or less going out towards Mumbles, wasn't it?
That's right. Yes, the Swans used to play there.
Until
they moved. Yeah, I used to watch the football there years ago.
yeah. Well, I mean, they're not doing like my team, Hull City. They more or less seem to be riding neck and neck with each other up and down like the Assyrian Empire.
That's right, it's a bit of a roller coaster at the moment.
Being a Swansea supporter.
Yeah, but so far I'm enjoying this season. The football is quite attractive.
Yes. Well, I mean, it was really unfortunate that they got relegated last year.
It was, and everybody's disappointed.
Yes.
But give them a season or two, and I think they could bounce back, hopefully.
Yes. There's an ex-Hull player, Sam Clucas. Is he still with Swansea, or is he?
I think so. I haven't caught up with the transfers this year.
No,
in and out, but yes.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Oh, good. Well, look, it's been a real pleasure meeting you. I know it's only briefly, and we're at Ships in the Night. You've got a card there, Sue.
I have.
Check me out on YouTube or Facebook, because I always put the films off YouTube onto Facebook.
Okay.
So, and you can send me a message, and when I come through Swansea, I'll call in and see you, and we'll go and have a beer somewhere.
Pleasure. We'll send you a text, and if you're looking for a meal as you pass through, we'll catch up. It's a pleasure to meet you.
That's very kind of you. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. That's lovely. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So I'm informed that I'm 2.85 kilometres now away from Strumble Head by this gentleman who I'm going to speak to in a second. And your name is, please?
I'm Helen.
Helen.
Ella.
Avin.
And John.
John. So where are you off to today, John?
Just to Fishguard.
Right.
Just Fishguard today. Yeah. We did Newlands to Newgale a couple of days ago. That was nice.
That's right. Yeah. Are you staying in Fishguard then?
No, we stay in a cottage on the coast somewhere.
Right.
Couldn't tell you what it's called.
Right, okay. I was going to say I can recommend there's a really good pub that I've found in Fishguard called Royal Oak, which is right in the centre. And it's where the treaty was signed with the French that they're not going to raid us anymore, kind of thing.
Oh, that's good.
But it's a really nice restaurant.
We might be eating out tonight.
Quite a lively
If I have
place.
my way, we'll be eating out tonight.
Yeah, well, I can recommend it. It's good. The real nice atmosphere. And what about you, Sue? Are you an avid walker then? Is this a regular thing for you?
We do walk because we come from Cumbria, so
whereabouts in Cumbria?
Part of the Lake District, so.
Right.
Yeah, okay. northern part of the Lake District.
Right. I had quite good fun walking down the coast of Cumbria, like Workington, Whitehaven and St Bees and all that.
Yeah.
But then once you get down as far as Barrow, you've got to go up to Ulverston, down to Cork. You're crossing the Morecambe Bay was a nightmare. And obviously you haven't really got a great deal of choice of whether you go for a walk or not, have you? Really? Do you enjoy the walking?
Yeah.
It's good fun, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
And it keeps you fit and healthy as well.
We've just seen some nice seals.
Yes.
Just sat having our lunch, watching seals.
And I assume you're the same. You just enjoy the walking.
Yeah, we get dragged out a bit when we were young, but it's nice now.
Yeah.
Nice and gentle.
It's not always great.
And you do meet some nice people along the way, and you see some very interesting things. I always think around every corner there's something new to see and a new person to meet. On this walk, as you'll see on the films, if you look, I've met people from all over the world, very interesting people, very knowledgeable people, and it's great fun. Well, it's been a pleasure to meet you all. Thank you very much indeed.
So what day is this for you?
This is day 134.
You started?
I started in April. And I walked up I'm from Hull, and I walked up to Berwick-on-Tweed, drove across to Carlisle, and now I'm just on my way down. And you know what good weather we've had. I didn't have a drop of rain all the way from Carlisle to Anglesey.
Right. Yes.
And but now we're in August. It's like typical British weather again, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you all. Okay. Have a nice day. Bye bye now.
Bye now.
Bye bye. Well, I'm not far from Strumble Head now, and this is Les and this is Marilyn, and they're just sat here like chilling out, watching the ferry going past and just having a nice relaxation. So where are you going today, Marilyn? What's your plan?
Well, we're staying in Newport, so we're walking further along Strumble Head, and then we'll go back and to the car and back to Newport.
Right.
Where we have a lodge, so we can then just sit on the decking and watch the world go by.
Oh, that's fabulous. I was there on Monday for market day.
Oh, right.
That was good. I could have sat there all day.
Yes.
There were some lovely people and the cafes and everything.
Yeah,
really
it's a
nice.
lovely place. Yes.
Absolutely, I met some great people. And what about you, Les? Have you always been a walker?
I used to live in North Yorkshire, South Hebrides.
Really?
And we didn't do anything but walk there.
Wow.
In the island.
Yeah.
So we moved down here when I was very young.
Yeah.
And we just keep coming on holidays. This is the nearest we get to Scotland, what's closest to us to Scotland.
Right. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting. So, have you kind of walked the Pembroke coastal path in its entirety in different stages?
No, just the odd parts and just
We've
Pembrokeshire.
walked a fair proportion of it, but in stages, as you say.
Stages,
but not all of it. We've not done the very north part.
Right. What do you mean north of Newport?
Yeah.
That's the most difficult part.
Is it?
Yes.
That's why we haven't done it then.
Well, people tell me this. I mean, if you do it Newport and north of, they say it's easier than doing it the other way around. But I did it from Cardigan to Newport, and it was 19.9 miles.
Yeah.
And I was facing a strong breeze, and I was absolutely shattered by the end of it. And people say, why are you doing this anti-clockwise? Because you're walking into the wind. And it never dawned on me. Not that I could do anything about it. No. But it was a nice walk, but it was a tough walk. It's very much up and down. There's a lot of hills,
well, we've
steep
not
hills.
done that lot, have we?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to put you off, but it is tough to do it all in one go. Okay, well, what about you, Les? I mean, do you have more plans to do any other walks anywhere else, or have you just got fallen in love with this particular part?
No, this part is good enough for me. It's all to manage. It's lovely.
I can find that totally understandable. I mean, I've been in Fishguard with my camper van for 3 days, and the people are lovely. They're real accommodating. There's some really nice pubs and restaurants. It's the jazz festival there this weekend, and they're getting all prepared for it. And I'm going to be moving to St David's tomorrow, but I might come back for the weekend, just for the weekend entertainment. I'm not that fond of jazz, but I do like the festival atmosphere that will create. So anyway, it's been lovely meeting you both, and you've got my card now. You can have a look at and it's been a pleasure meeting you both, and thank you very much.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest.
Thank you. It's 3 o'clock now, and the weather has turned quite nasty. It's almost like a squall has blown up. Temperature's dropped. Quite a strong, stiff breeze from the south, and it's made up my mind for me actually. I'm not walking any further. I'm going to wait here for another 10 minutes and get the shuttle bus back to Fishguard and start doing some editing. It's been a great day. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's only over this last sort of 20 minutes that this has happened, and I took shelter in the sort of the bird hide, which is a bit austere and very, very drafty, but nevertheless it did give some shelter. But as I say, it served its purpose. Today's walk, I've done more than 10 miles. I've not checked exactly how many more, and what I'll do is I'll just return here tomorrow in the bus and carry on walking down towards St David's.